Spoiler alert, it's the best outside skirt steak we've ever had, and we made a classic steak taco with a little queso. And what we have here is an outside skirt steak from Simpson's Meat. To get the party started, we're just going to open it up and unroll it. If you're not familiar with skirt steak, outside is traditionally known to be a little bit more tender than the inside, and it should be about yay long. To that, I'm just going to guesstimate about right there, cut it in half, because we're going to do two different seasoning profiles. One of them is going to get that fiesta, that kind of like that Mexican blend, traditional, right? And then the other one's going to get that spice that's got that jalapeno garlic in there. I love mixing these two flavors. All right, in the refrigerator it goes for several hours. Let's work on that pico. You guys have seen me make pico 1,000 different times. This is no different. It's a very simple process. We're gonna start off with dicing very ripe Roma tomatoes. You can keep the seeds in, keep the seeds out. Big thing about pico is just make sure all the ingredients are diced the same size. Now we have some bright white onion. You have white Vidalia. I like the white. Following that back up with some fresh jalapeno, dice that as well. And then come back in with cilantro, fresh squeeze of lime, a little salt. Don't forget that garlic. Mix that all together and you should have yourself some fresh pico. When it comes to queso, we're gonna keep it very basic, very easy, no recipe needed, because you can add so many different types of cheeses, so many flavorings that it kind of gets overkill, right? Let's just keep it to the basics. We're talking about quick and easy dinners for the kids, talking about quick and easy dinners for us just as adults. If we're gonna put on some tacos, some steak tacos, let's have some oomph to it. So green chilies are in the rotel. I'm gonna add a little onion. Switch it up. You can do a poblano, you can do jalapeno, you can do more green chilies. Let's do a fresh poblano, and we're gonna make it super chunky. Now, when it comes to cheese choice, as you can see right here, I have a hodgepodge of cheeses. Like I said, it's really up to you. Everything from sharp cheddar, we have leftover sliced American, specifically got white American for this. I also got Monterey Jack with peppers in it. And here's pepper jack that you can simply find in the grocery store, and all we're gonna do is combine this together, dilute it with some milk, make it creamy, make it saucy, and that's gonna go over the steak tacos. I'm just eyeballing everything. I know it sounds crazy. I'm not BSing you. I do it all the time, especially during the holiday season, football season. I actually cook in my rice cooker. I've mentioned it 1,000 times. You get upset because you want to, nobody should spend 40 bucks, 20 bucks, or 100 bucks. Heck, they're can be expensive just for a rice cooker. However, if you get to use them, they're almost like mini.
Whoa, jeez, there was a freaking bug.
A little fly, a little house fly.
I don't know.
A little house fly got her. But I use it all the time. It's almost like a mini crock pot. So you don't have all the settings, but I'll show you. On there, I'm gonna drain my tomatoes and green chilies. I'm not a huge fan of the juice, like a half a can. And once everything's in there, I actually just press cook and let that warm up and do its thing. And I can do that a couple times. It's pretty neat. Just kind of keeps your dishes down and all other stuff while we can work on other things, you know? All right, so we have a 1/4 pound of each, and I eyeballed it 3 slices of the pepper jack just so I can show you how to use it. Not a big deal. Cube this up in small cubes because obviously this is just going to melt. You hear that? That thing is cooking.
It smells delicious too.
All right, add a little milk. I know I'm gonna have to add milk anyways. Use that dump method for that cheese. Now the one thing about this is you gotta be careful about your temps. You don't want to overdo it because it's only got one temp, which is on. I am gonna let that melt before I add that pepper jack. I want this to be completely melted first. I'll just give that a mix.
Whew, that's starting to look good.
Now that I know the consistency is gonna be spot on, just add the slices. Heck, you can work your Gruyere in there. You can work your Goudas. You can work, I think like Boris had even had like a 3 cheese habanero or something like that. That's super spicy, right? So whatever your profile wants to do, whatever. That's kind of like our goal right there, just to.
This might be the best queso ever, honey.
Alrighty, queso's done. I'm gonna fire up the Traeger. Let's go like a medium high right here because I want this to be the sear zone. We'll go to like a medium here. So this is personal preference. I preach it all the time. If you don't like it, don't make it. We just had leftover green onions that basically were 2 different bunches and they were getting old. I trimmed the tips. I am going to cook these as hot as I can. Try to get like a little char on them, and I'm gonna put those on my tacos. Steak and onions are really good to me, and so that's what I'm gonna use. Has nothing to do with the video. This is everything to do about what's inside my refrigerator. Ooh, it's hot. Griddle is fired up. Got to be 450 plus. Throw some homemade beef tallow down. Actually, I think this is homemade smoked beef tallow. Now, this is going to happen very quickly, so you definitely want a hot griddle. Just keeping this cheese sauce on warm. Look at that consistency right there.
Ooh,
look how chunky that is. That's what I'm talking about. So if you guys notice behind us, really quick update. We'll try to update you as we're doing stuff. We got the T111 up there. And then obviously we'll have the cabinets in front and we'll create like a nice background and all other stuff. But come together just takes time like anything. It takes longer than expected, but once you're done with it, it seems like it's one thing off the list. So super excited. Now, I preach this all the time. You got to find something to do while your meat's resting, right? Don't start carving right into this. So let's clean the griddle. And I feel like a flame-kissed taco. We don't have propane in the house, which is why we don't do natural gas griddles. We just don't have that option. So we use the TMG, fire it up, and get some like flame-kissed style tortillas. You could definitely put these on the griddle if you wanted to. Definitely not trying to flex or anything like that, but there is something about flavor when you get that charred effect that just changes the game, right? There's not many flavors that we have going on, so this is just one way to change the texture and the flavor. Corn tortillas, same thing. As you guys can clearly see, the grain is running north and south, me to you, however you say it. So we're just going to cut it about yay big, about yay big, about yay big. Keep that like that, maybe right there, maybe right there, okay? Just in case you're wondering.
Golly, that looks good.
That's why it's important to get that high heat, especially on the griddle. The seasonings definitely help with the char, but it's more important to get that sear. The lower your griddle temperature is, the more it's going to have a tendency to overcook by the time you get that char because it's so thin. So don't be scared of a higher temp on this one. And then cut against the grain.
Now, I wasn't here. I was out with a driving lesson with our daughter. So what did you season them with?
Touch that.
Oh my gosh.
The more I have outside skirt steak, the more like it becomes one of my tops.
That is, I think, boy, that might be one of the best skirt steaks we've ever had. And we've had a lot of good ones. I'm gonna try this one.
I wonder if you can taste the difference. Oh yeah.
You're only making skirt steak like that from now on. However you did it, because I missed the seasoning portion.
Obviously you can tell the stark difference in the two. So you know which ones I used?
You seasoned one with spice and one with fiesta.
Ready to build?
You should have done one with spice and fiesta. Dang, that's good. I can't stop eating this steak.
I know it sounds crazy, but I like the differences. I like the stark differences in the two. I like them when they're together, but like I think like when you bite into it, you don't want everything to taste the same. So that's why I wanted some meat to have fiesta, some to have the spice.
That is super good.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me take a picture.
Alrighty, mix those flavors together. Obviously, when you talk about matching the hatch, just be careful. You know, you got to have a tender skirt steak Anything tough at this point, whether it be whatever cut of meat you have, you just don't want it to pull out of your mouth, right? So
you might have to chop it into smaller pieces.
right. Let's show this queso right here. See how it thickens up as it cools? You can always add a little bit more milk, but I want it chunky. That's why I wanted it like that. Drain that pico just a little bit. Maybe just fresh cilantro, which shouldn't need to be in there because it's in your pico, but I like cilantro. All right, and I like to grab one of those crispy onions, just like that.
You know what? Those onions actually are good. It reminds you. It reminds you of like an onion ring.
I know,
like a fried onion ring without the breading. You're right. You know I don't give those out often.
My guys out there are just like like they're high-fiving the TV right now. You know that when you watch those social media things and a guy walks past a girl and he's thinking about doing something, and then they show all the clips of all the guys going like, you know, like just that's how it was. All the guys out there know exactly what just happened.
We know the steak's fantastic.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that's simple. That cheese sauce is exactly what I wanted. Exactly what I wanted. Creamy. You can taste that onion, can't you? Bite through's on point. It's a taco. It's a dang good taco.
I'll take that bite. Honestly, I could just eat the skirt steak just like that. Like, not even in a taco. The steak is so good.
I thought that flat meat from Costco was very good, but this outperforms it 10 out of 10.
Yep.
Really like a step up. I'm gonna
This steak is
pinchers. I'm gonna start eating my tacos. That queso is perfect for chips, and then you got the pico. That's what happens when you combine food that you like, right? That's what I preach all the time. Somebody commented, and I answered today. I can't remember what it was. If they ever get whatever it was, and I said, "Amen." You know, you have to cook what you like eating, because if not, what's the point? There's a join button down below. It's a membership program. We thank each and every one of you taking time for doing so. Find us on Instagram. Find us on Facebook. Last but not least, thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button. Pound the notification button. Share with your friends. Taco. What is today? Wednesday?
Taco Wednesday.
Oh, I thought it was Tuesday. I was about to say, did we just do Taco Tuesday?